Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to go ahead and give my review on Chasing Atlanta. This is the season finale. I know I'm like, what, a week and a half, like 2 weeks late, but girl, I'm here. Girl, I'm queer. We back. You know what? I got some more constructive criticism. I don't know how it is to, or what's the, if there's a certain process when you want to shoot like a web, a show for YouTube. I don't know if they have a different way of having to upload or, but this 2 hour and 22 minute episode was too much. I'm still having a hard time grasping. But because I don't know. That's probably what it is. One, I don't know. Two, I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's different. I mean, I just don't know, right? So I don't know if it's different rules that they have to follow whenever you're like shooting a show and as far as like uploading. But it's like, girl, they're all over the place. These 1 minute and 20 minute episodes, 1 minute and 11 minute episodes. Girl, just let it be an hour. Now, if you can't because of some rules you have to follow, then okay. But if you can, like this 2 hour and 22 minutes, that was just extremely too long. They could have literally broke that up into 2 episodes. Girl. That's all I have to say. Um, I took notes. Girl, listen, I I took some notes, but girl, I don't think that they were not as detailed as they probably could have been because that 2 hours just 22 minutes did a number on me. But anyways, let me stop complaining. Troy is booked and busy. So Troy is really like on his hosting stuff. So shout out to Troy. The only one that really showed up to support Troy was Dominique. I thought Troy gave him some excellent advice as far as making sure that he takes care of himself first. You come first, everybody else comes after you, because if you're a mess, there's no way that you can help anybody else, or at least you shouldn't even want to help nobody else when you ain't even got yourself together, right? So I think that was great advice. Drew Friday has two mothers, so her mother is a lesbian, right? I think she mentioned this before, but I didn't know. I think she mentioned it when she did her like her fundraising thing for the pageant or something she was doing. I think she mentioned it then, but I guess it kind of like just I didn't really think that much about it. But she has two mothers, and she says an all-star competition. So I guess there's a competition in Atlanta, and it's like an all-stars competition. I guess you have to be picked to participate in the competition or to compete. He said that he did Monica and Whitney. Now I knew who that was from the get-go when I saw the Whitney impersonation. I was like, Monica who? So I was confused on why he didn't know who he was impersonating because the mama said it was Brandy. So I rewound it and I was like, okay, girl, I guess I'm getting Brandy from the braids. I really didn't get Brandy or Monica, period. But girl, but he said the Whitney was pretty much spot on, and I would say for me it was too because again, I got Whitney just looking from the picture. Um, he I guess is going back and forth with an ex boyfriend of his. From what the mama says, the boy's probably trash. I mean, girl, let it go. I'm with the mama. The mamas. Okay. Um, Oliver's mama, baby. Girl. Let's hear Oliver's mama was beat down. Girl. I said, okay. Girl. I said, man, when I said that face was beat down. Girl. Girl, I said, baby, girl, I said, Mystique is giving fish. Girl, I never realized how much Oliver and his mama looked alike until tonight. When they were both sitting there painted, I said, girl, Oliver looked just like his mama. Um, they talk about her sister. Her sister passed away. Girl, I'm crying. Girl, y'all, I'm sensitive, child. So she started crying. Oliver started crying. I started crying. It's just a mess. He talked about his daddy. I'm not trying to be funny or disrespectful, but the only thing I got from Oliver was basically, I know my daddy is sorry. I know he ain't shit. So I'm just going to stop expecting stuff out of him. He's sorry. I know it. So I'm just going to lower my expectations. It is what it is. You know, I want a relationship with him, but I can't expect too much out of him. Jay's new fashion line has launched. I thought he did a really great job for him to have constructed those garments, his clothes, the dresses. He said it took him a week. I mean, all he had was a week. I think that if he probably had more than a week, you know, they would have even looked better than what they looked like. But I thought they absolutely looked great. I think that with a lot of, like, with more practice, Jay could probably, like, go on some Project Runway type of stuff. Real talk. I mean, I don't think that he could probably go right now, you know what I'm saying? But I think, like, in a couple of years with more practice and more, you know what I'm saying? I really could see Jay, like, on some Project Runway. Um, Anyways, but the venue was nice. They really, like, it was a really cute fashion show. Aaron, he sounded nice singing. You know, this is probably the first episode he didn't get on my nerves. Girl, I'll leave Aaron alone, girl. But Aaron sounded nice, you know, when he was singing. So the group, they meet up. Girl, we getting through this review, girl. It's 2 hours, girl. Girl, yeah, we getting through, girl. So Oliver, so girl, I ain't gonna lie. Oliver meets up with the group, most of the group. Drew didn't come. I think Drew had got into a wreck. And then I think, what's her face? Willa basically had to work, I believe. She had some hair she had to do. So he tells the group that, you know, he had that idea for Chasing the Beat, which I feel like I might check that out because it actually looked like it might be okay. But he tells the group, you know, about, you know, the Chasing the Beat and how he has to cancel it because he has this really, really big opportunity. When I tell you, girl, I started rolling my eyes. I said, ugh, girl. I said, girl, this is so trash of him. Girl, I was so ready to curse him out. Because it was almost kind of like, girl, I get that I have told y'all to, you know, carve out this time and I want y'all to do X, Y, and Z. But, girl, okay, girl, I got a big opportunity. So, girl, I can't do it no more. But then, girl, he said he wanted them. Basically, he had this opportunity, I think, from the city of Atlanta to participate in some type of event they were throwing. But he also wanted them to come, basically, and participate too. So I was like, oh, that's actually sweet. It was cute, you know. So he wants everybody to get their shine. Great. Oliver. Oliver brings up Oliver messy. Girl, Willa already, girl, I done already told y'all, girl, from last year, and Willa reminded us this year. Oliver messy, and Oliver is the reason a lot of this stuff be getting started. So Oliver brings up that, girl, basically, there's some mess in the group, right? Oliver was the one who brought this up. Now, I only watched the episode once, and I was in and out of the episode, right? I was on my couch, you know, I was laying down taking notes on my cell phone, okay? And then they transferred to my iPad. So I only watched the episode once. But from what I remember, I was in and out of it. But Oliver started that whole argument. That's one. Y'all know that I have been on Jay's ass about that whole Cameron and Jay situation. I'm sorry. I am 100% on Jay's side when it comes to this. Troy was dead ass wrong. And that's what it comes down to. If you owe somebody some money and they have been trying to get in contact with you about the money that's owed to them, don't then get in front of the group and try and act like, oh, basically, they basically were trying to act like Jay was some broke bitch who was begging for $65. Now, Troy did say that he was told when he arrived to the event, I'm getting ahead of myself. So basically, it was $65 to get into the fashion show. When Troy arrived, he said somebody told him, oh, he's a part of the group. I guess the group didn't I guess if you were part of the cast, you didn't have to pay. I don't know, because nobody else came out and said, well, I didn't have to pay $65. So either Troy is lying, right? Or either somebody lied to Troy. Because again, if the group hadn't paid, somebody would have said, well, girl, I didn't pay either, Jay. Well, I didn't pay either. Well, I didn't pay either. Nobody said that. Oliver didn't say that. I think Ike was there. Was Ike there? I think Rico was there. I can't remember who was there, but some of the people, not everybody. I don't think Willa was there, right? So nobody said. Well, Willa wasn't at the that morning, so she couldn't have said anything. But it was some people there from the group, not the entire group, and nobody said, "Well, I didn't have to pay," so I don't know what you're talking about, Jay. Right? Jay says that Jay and Troy went out to eat. Jay says that he didn't find out about Troy not paying and sneaking into the event until after they went out to eat. Troy says he tried to get in contact with Jay. Jay says he tried to get in contact with Troy. I think via text and I think phone call. And Troy wouldn't respond. So I think at this point, I guess it must have got out in the group. I couldn't believe that everybody, and probably some of y'all agree with the other group. I don't. I couldn't believe that everybody tried to make it seem as though Jay was in the wrong. First of all, Oliver's in the wrong because Oliver is the one who brought it to the group. Jay ain't said shit. Now he is. At the end of the day, if Troy knows that he owes that boy some money, I don't give a fuck if it was $2. You owe him some money. And stop trying to act like somebody is broke. And even if they are, because they want their money. Because when you go to work and you expect a check at the end of the week or at the end of 2 weeks, if somebody said, oh, girl, you acting like you broke over that little check, you would have a fit. That's his job. That was his work. So y'all, you need to pay that man. And then here come Dominique. Dominique, you shut up. This ain't even got shit to do with you. Baby, if I was Troy, I would have been getting Dominique and Troy ass up off of me. Okay? Because Dominique, you got too much going on in your world for you to be concerned about some shit that ain't got shit to do with you. Okay? And then Troy, you quit your job from what Jay said, but then want to act like, oh, it's just $65. What if it's just $65 and give me my motherfucking $65? Jay was too nice in that situation. Girl, you wanted to be amped up over Cameron, which either further proves my point when it comes to Cameron. Girl, I ain't going back on Cameron and Jay. We leave that alone. But it's just, you should have been turned up on Troy and Dominique. I don't understand how the group thought that Jay was wrong. And Troy was right. And then Rico, he messy. I told y'all about Rico. Girl, we all got our ways, but Rico is messy because he in a confessional basically saying that Troy was wrong. Girl, 2 seconds later, you all in Troy's face talking about, what did he say? Don't let these motherfuckers get to you, something like that. But you were just and I know the confessionals are shot, not that day, but just the simple fact that you probably you probably shot the confessional weeks or months after you taped that, and in the scene you're telling Jay not to worry about these motherfuckers, but in the confessional you're basically saying that Jay was wrong. That's what I be saying, girl. Y'all gotta watch out for Rico. Girl, y'all be blinded by Rico with his cuteness. That's it. But I clocked Rico a long time ago. I ain't gonna say a long time ago, at least last season, girl. I had my good eye on Rico. Now, he's still cute. But I ain't putting nothing past his ass, okay? I'm not gonna lie, even though it was mean, when Troy and the other girls walked out and Troy was laughing, and girl, Jay was sitting there crying. Why I bust out hollering? Because I thought it was funny, but it was so fucked up though. Because Jay sitting there crying, like crime boots. And girl, you got Troy walking out laughing with the other girls. It really was like mean as fuck. It reminded me of like some Mean Girls type of shit, but it still was like, I still laughed at it. I'm like, oh my God, they are so wrong. They were so wrong. Oliver. Can I just go ahead and say something about Oliver? And that boy who he back with? Because you see how his mama face looked when he told his mama that he basically was in contact with Quez again. I think Oliver is a goddamn dummy. I think Oliver is a fool in love. I think Oliver is dumb over some dick. I do. Because when I started listening to the stuff that Oliver says from the time that him and Quez got together, I can't remember, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Quez basically still on Jack or on line or fucking other niggas while I think he was talking to Oliver at the beginning of their relationship? It was something like that, right? Then we come to when the world shut down, right? Girl, y'all having finance problems. Basically, girl, on his end. You having to buy his ticket to fly him back home so he can get his life together. Girl, now, girl, he got in contact. He got back in contact with you. I say he must be hungry. Girl, now you looking at a house, and Oliver is asking him, "How would you feel about moving in together?" Then Oliver says something in the confessional. I think it was a confessional about him having to basically. Quez needing to get his stuff together because Oliver was basically like, because I'm taking off, so I'm gonna need him to kind of like step it up. Girl, why are you dealing with a nigga who pretty much it sounds like he ain't bringing nothing to the relationship but some motherfucking dick, and that's all over Atlanta if that's what you want. Am I off on that? I feel like I'm spot on when it comes to Oliver and that boy. He done said enough for me to realize like, oh, Oliver one of those girls. He just want a man. Oliver, I don't know about now, but once upon a time, Oliver was over there taking care of a nigga. A nigga who, when you got into a relationship with, it was already questionable anyways. Anyways, so Rico has his event. They hit us with a flashback. Girl, now mind you, I'm actually like taking notes, but also like going back and forth, like web surfing on Instagram, on Twitter. I think I looked at some porn, girl. So I'm doing some of everything while I'm going back and forth to my notepad. Girl, I heard some hollering and screaming. I was like, girl, I started thinking about last season. Girl, I look up, honey, they playing flashbacks from the infamous fight that happened last year. I'm like, girl, what's going on, right? So I'm sitting here looking like, oh, girl, them girls toe there. When I tell you them hoes toe that building up. You got Kendra screaming. When I tell you, they wore that building out. Girl, so they back at the same building. Girl, it was funny when everybody was walking in like, girl, is this the same? Is this the same place? Oh God, right? Let me say something about Dominique. Dominique is messy as fuck. But Dominique really might be that person who's just messy as hell, right? Because I think that, like, I think Dominique is a Kiki. But you could tell that Dominique is a really good friend. You could tell that Dominique is probably the friend that you will want to have. Girl, when he was sitting there rapping the lyrics to Rico's song, I said, oh my God, girl, he really like supports his friends, right? I think he was rapping the lyrics to T.S. Kendra's song. And then Rico let us know that once upon a time, like, when he was going through it, he was something happened with his air mattress, and he was at the store trying to buy another air mattress, and Rico sent him money to help cover the air mattress. Troy is probably he seems like a really great friend in real life. Outside of the show and outside of the mess, Rico might be the person. I keep saying Rico. Troy, I keep saying Troy. What's the name? I haven't even been drinking. What's the name? Dominique might be the friend that people really need. So shout out to Dominique. So Rico I don't know, girl. I don't know. I don't know. Like Rico seemed cool, but I always question like I don't know. Like I don't want to sound like the person who feels like people can't be positive. But I just always question whether what he's doing is authentic. Like, remember when Aaron was like, he met him and he was like, Aaron called him his biggest fan or some shit like that. I don't know what Aaron said. Girl, you know, Aaron got a warped sense of reality. Girl, he think, girl, let me leave Aaron alone. Um, but like when he, even when, you know, he went around and he gave everybody their props, right? And then at the end of the listening session, the song sound cute. At the end of the listening session, he then went back around and started talk, and I was just like, I get it's nothing wrong with being positive, but I always just question whether he's being authentic or not. I really do, because I feel like it's almost a bit too much. Um, oh, I don't know why Kendra released a diss track. Why did she release a diss track for Dominique? Did she? Kendra, if she did, Kendra, you messy too. Did she release a diss track for Dominique? If she did, she messy as fuck. Because that was unnecessary. Because that was from what I've seen, I could see if he released a diss track, if Wayne had released a diss track earlier in the season when him and Dominique had got into it. But I don't see what was a reason if Kendra did that diss track for Re- Dominique. What was the purpose? Because I thought I haven't seen anything that I thought that they were like, you know, where they were beefing. Anyways, so the whole chasing the beat, it, you know, baby, it was like a real girl. I'm talking, it was production. Like I was like, oh girl, they giving production. Oh, okay. Oh girl, Oliver, Miss Oliver, she giving production. Okay, girl, we got lights, camera, action. Yes. Um, I thought Troy was hilarious. He was hyping up. I forgot who he was hyping up, but they showed some footage of him, like kind of like, you know, hyping the kids up behind the scene. I thought Drew looked like she did an amazing job with Aaron. Um, I didn't really take too many notes over that. Wayne and Kendra got cut. On the paper, I guess from Kendra's point of view, I could see why she would think that she didn't have to get there to 11, because on the paper it said like Ike and Cameron, I think, at 8:30. Wayne, I guess, got the email where it said that Kendra needed to be there at 8:30. So I guess at the end of the day, it sounds like it was Wayne's fault. Wayne, how you got your client not? How do you have your client? I mean, I guess they did it for free. Didn't Kendra say they did it for free? But how do you have your client not reporting or not, you know, coming to a set at the time that she needs to be? If you have the email that says she needed to be there at 8:30, then she should have been there at 8:30. So Kendra was right. Wayne was wrong. Oliver was right. You see what I'm saying? Um, Oliver Man came to work with him that night. I said, "Well, hell, he ain't got nothing else to do." You like coming to work with me tonight? You know, that's how Oliver. You know, you like coming to work with me tonight? I said, well, bitch, he ain't got nowhere else to go. You taking care of him and you feed him and flying him out. I mean, girl, where else he going to go? Yeah? Oliver, you taking care of a man, honey, girl. I mean, anyways, that was pretty much the end of it, girl. They did the whole, you know, everybody gives their thing. Oh, Cameron said he's moving, so he's not done, but like I said, like he's done with chasing Atlanta. But he's moving. He said he's moving to a different state. He didn't reveal the city that he's moving to, nor the state. For some reason, I feel like he's moving to Texas. I don't know why. I feel like he's probably moving to Houston, girl. Um, Might be Los Angeles, quiet as it's kept. I could see him probably moving a lot. I could see him moving to Los Angeles, maybe Chicago. I don't know, girl. I guess we'll probably find out one day on the reunion. I guess I don't know. Um, Girl, Dominique says something. There's more than life. There's more to life than your relationship. That's the real. That's the sad thing, right? And like in Dominique's case, he probably put a lot into his relationship, especially being that he did not have the best relationship with his family. So he put everything into that relationship. So I could definitely see, not to make excuses, for people staying in a relationship that they probably should have got out of a long time ago. But I can definitely see when you factor in the other things, like you don't have a relationship with your family, right? How you could be dependent on a relationship, and then you stay in that relationship even though you probably should have got out years ago. Um, but shout out to Dominique. Drew said she gave us fashion this season. Okay, Drew. Um, and that was pretty much it, girl. Oh, I had his listening party. I hope that he can find. Yeah, that's my song, baby. I'm not gonna lie. That's my. I'm gonna be the one, gonna be the one, I'm gonna be the one, gonna be the one. Yeah. That's my song. Shout out to Ike. He needs to figure out what name he want to go by. Is he going by Ike or Array? That's too much. Girl, you sound like you running from the cops. Okay. Um. So Jay's fashion line, we talked about that. Rico's coming out with his album. Um. Oh, Rico confirms to Dominic confirms to Rico that he's single. That was pretty much it, girl. That was it. I don't know when the reunion is coming on. I don't know if it's tomorrow or next week or the week after next. I don't know. But I'm ready for the reunion, and that's pretty much it. I'll talk to y'all girls later. Bye. Chasing Atlanta did a great job. This is probably, not probably, this is the best season. So shout out to them. There's still work that needs to be done, but I really have to give props where props are due, girl. This is an amazing show. I really get turned off when I see these big casts, right? But I can say that most people, probably besides one, no tea, no shade, most people are entertaining, right? I think they should bring everybody back. I mean, if they want to get rid of one or two, they could. But I mean, if not, girl, I wouldn't be mad if they brought everybody back. Probably add. You know who I do want to see back? Girl, I want to see We Were Born. I want to see them messy ass heifers. Them two, girl, that was like the new like Kendra and Wayne. Girl, I remember even in their confessionals, girl, like they would even like finish each other's sentences. Like, girl, what are y'all doing? Girl, y'all you a grown ass man and a grown ass woman. But I do want to see them back on the show. I think it would be cute if they came back. Anyways, I'm done, y'all. I'm about to go in here and try to find something to eat. Bye, y'all.